As promised, Congresswoman Castor, this is a follow-up to our conversation in Romer's Park. It's pretty much a presentation on the state of affairs in West Tampa, where we are and where we plan to go. I'm hoping at some point we can actually get an opportunity to have a one-on-one conversation to go even more in depth. In terms of geographic location, the West Tampa boundaries include Census Tract 43 through 45, 48 through 50. It is predominantly African American, predominantly poor residents. The West Tampa CDC is headed by Dr. Marvin Fisher. Fisher was the chairperson, and Joe Robinson, who is the vice chairperson. The West Tampa model is what's known as the Community Comprehensive and Place-Based Initiative. I was brought on as staff to the West Tampa CDC when they got started to put together first programs that focus on economic development, and then more importantly, to put together a comprehensive community initiative based on my experience in working with poor and distressed neighborhoods throughout the nation. The strategy we put together, we call the Community Comprehensive Place-Based Initiative. It is a best practice model. In terms of scope, we're talking about a holistic approach that looks at social, economic, and physical development. We'll talk about that a little bit later, as well as comprehensive, in that we seek to look at each of the different components that make up a holistic approach in detail. And lastly, to integrate that approach. We use what's known as a community mapping initiative that synthesizes 3 community disciplines: neighborhood planning, community organizing, and economic development. Our theory of change is based upon creating a village. And we do that by providing services to the individual, the family, and the community. We want to move from hood to neighborhood to community to village. The principle we use in order to bring this about is along those lines of course. We follow the same principles. In terms of our holistic approach, we talked earlier about social, physical, and economic development. When we talk about social development, we're talking about individuals, family, community health, environment, education, public safety, all those things related to people. When we talk about physical development, we're talking about affordable housing, mixed income housing, open space, neighborhood conditions, infrastructure, etc. When we talk about economic development, we're talking about jobs, resident-owned businesses, job training, and as well as the qualities of goods and services in West Tampa community. So let's talk about our most recent initiative. The first is the Technology, Wealth Building, and Job Creation Center. This is part of what's known as the Rome Yard Project. This initiative was an initiative in which the West Tampa CDC, along with the CDC of Tampa, along with the related group, and the Housing Authority came together to put together a project to revitalize the West Tampa community, specifically the Rome Yard area. The project that we have is a technology, wealth building, and job creation center, in which we'll be getting a building, an office out of this, as well as monies towards our assets mapping program that we'll talk about in a little bit. Then the other initiative that we're going is public safety. As you know, crime is and continues to be a problem, especially when it comes to the senseless killing. What we've done is to look at initiatives from around the nation and some of the most violent neighborhoods in the nation to come up with initiatives to tailor it towards West Tampa. The other initiative is community health. As you know, when it comes to African Americans and Black, we have a very poor track record when it comes to health. We look at initiatives from around the country to see what are the best practices in getting the community to a healthier community. Community engagement is an initiative that focuses on building from the ground up. Under this initiative, we're going to be having focus groups, interviews, and trying to gauge what is it that the community would like to see. We specifically want to engage everybody, ranging from the drug addict to the person with mental health, to the senior, to the youth, to the low income, to the fixed income, and all those in between, to get a real bird-eye view as to what is it that the community wants to see in the next 5 years. Of course, we're going to be focusing on affordable housing as our initiative in the future, as well as assets mapping. One of the initiatives that's coming out of the Rome Yard Project and will be funded by the Rome Yard Project is what we call Assets Mapping Clearing Network, in which we plan to create a database that consists of residents with job skills and connect them with jobs in West Tampa and beyond. We're going to do this by using our assets mapping, which is a process of identifying the resources, skills, and capacities of individuals and making a database that we can connect to potential employers in West Tampa with all of the redevelopment that's going on to connect those people to jobs. Commercial development is another we're looking at in terms of creating opportunity for residents to own their own business, which is going to connect residents with economic opportunities. This system is going to match residents with skill sets with potential job opportunities in West Tampa and beyond. It's going to identify what is the desired businesses that residents want to see and how we can create land use for that purpose. And then finally, it's going to match the businesses from our wealth building center with potential business opportunity in West Tampa. We talked earlier about the Technology, Wealth Building, and Job Creation Center. The first thing I'm going to talk about is our Technology Center. The Technology Center is going to be very unique and probably a first of its kind in poor communities. It's going to include residents that are going to be trained in mobile application, software development, game application, artificial intelligence, chat, GPT, Web3, and the mega universe. Within the next 5 years, artificial intelligence and chat GPT is going to wipe out millions of jobs throughout the world. In West Tampa, in a position for the future. It also seeks to increase the knowledge of technology in order to level the playing field, definitely in communities of color like West Tampa. Residents will learn the different productivity aspect of using technology. Right now, most residents are technologically not equipped. This focuses on what is the best practice in terms of technology to help the average person in productivity and increase their quality of life. The Performing Art and Production Center is focused towards our public safety initiative, an initiative that seeks to get especially the hardcore and the at-risk youth off the street and into a positive environment. The Performing Arts Center is going to include a recording studio, a video/production center where young people can create their own videos, their own TV production, and radio production where they can create their own radio production, and finally an entertainment center where we will use the talent in West Tampa to create different types of events. We are looking over the next 5 years of helping anywhere between 300, over the next 5 years, 60 to 300 residents. We know that this strategy, based on what we learned, does reduce the level of crime and violence in the neighborhood. This also will be a money-making initiative as well. Our next initiative focuses on home-based and e-commerce initiative. We're looking between 40 to 60 businesses, resident-owned business started within the next 5 years. In terms of e-commerce, we talk about drop shopping, YouTube channel, blogging, all those things related to commerce, e-commerce. Home-based, we're talking about anywhere from cleaning services, landscaping, digital products, junk hauling, etc. The focus of this is on senior citizens, average youth, low income, and people with criminal records, as well as the disabled. This focus on business matches with potential customers, which are full-time income as well as part-time. And also income for fixed income individuals. For example, a senior citizen can make money doing egg baking, etc. So we're looking at changing the narrative and creating new businesses in the community. We call it a Black Wall Street initiative. Our Community Wealth Center is the last initiative. This initiative focuses on moving residents from thinking like a consumer to thinking like an investor. As you know, African Americans spend $1.8 trillion every year as a consumer. We're changing that narrative around and teaching residents anywhere from understanding crypto, blockchain, NFTs, stocks and bonds, and all those other high returning money income. We plan to start at age 9 and up, teaching residents how to make money work for them. Part of that includes putting together what we call investment clubs, where young people learn how to put their money together and to invest. This initiative, in terms of budget, as you can see before you, In terms of technology center, we're looking at startup costs of $65,000. We're looking at getting money from tech companies, foundation, corporation, the government, and others. In terms of the performing art, we're looking at getting money from hip hop, foundation, corporation, government, and others. In our business development center, we're looking at getting money from lenders, investors, foundation, corporations. Our community wealth center, we're talking about getting monies from lenders, investors, foundation, government, and other fundraising strategies. So that gives you a basic foundation to where we are and what we plan to do in the future. Most of these initiatives that you're looking at are going to be generating income, so it can be self-sufficient within the next 5 years. Again, we're happy